Hey y'all, welcome back to the cheat code. Okay, so we are now into what is this? Part three. So it ended up being a three-parter. So this is the celebrity roundup. I encourage you to check out part one because I put a bit of a disclaimer. In part two, I kind of reiterated a bit of the disclaimer. Just basically what I'm gonna do going forward with the celebrity readings. I was piggybacking off of Pretty Blind Eyes, which is a channel run by a reader named Diamond. She was doing a Friday lineup and she has been missing in action for a while. So I decided, let me give my hand at the Friday lineup. And yeah, I decided that because the last two readings that I did, because I've only done, how has it been? Yeah, just only two so far. This is the third one. The energy doesn't seem to change too much from reading to reading when you do them that frequently. With her, because she's been actually doing them for years on these individuals. Um, a lot of people will just ask her questions, they'll contact her personally. And yeah, if you have any questions about any celebrities or you want me to do any celebrity readings, definitely put them in the comments. Make sure you subscribed and I will take them to my spiritual team, to my spirit guides, and request permission because I like to ask for permission to do these readings, and we'll go from there. But yeah, she's been doing them for a long time, so she's very familiar. Like when it comes to like Chris Brown, all his baby mothers and all the kids' names and all the activities and different things like that. I am not as familiar. I listen to a lot of the readings, but yeah, in the beginning with her channel was mainly for her knowledge. She's very knowledgeable when it comes to the spiritual journey that a lot of us are on, and understanding the different symptoms and different things like that that you get from ascension and et cetera, et cetera. But sticking to the celebrity readings going forward, I'm just going to see what my spirit guides, if there's any change in energy and which, I guess, celebrities they want me to read on, because they've been wanting me to read on celebrities more often recently. And if there's any requests, then I'll take that to them as well and see if we can get those done. So, as well as personals coming up, yes or no questions. We're going to start with that because I don't usually do personal readings. So, we're going to start slow and we'll start with the personal yes or no question. So, let's get started. So what we have left are Michael B. Jordan, Drake, Chris Brown's twin, and Rihanna. So let's get started. Yes, they want me to go for this deck. So let's look at Michael B. Jordan. So what is the energy for Michael B. Jordan? There aren't any questions or anything. I haven't really been watching anything about him in the news. So we'll see what comes out. Okay, so Michael B. Jordan. What messages are there for Michael B. Jordan, please? So we have the King of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. That was weird. Sorry, there's a little piece of hair in there. Knight of Cups. Tell me to put this one back. Oh, the Five of Cups. I'm hearing getting rid of what no longer serves you. Ten of Cups. Excuse me. Six of Cups. I'm hearing that there could be he could be doing some reminiscing. The Sun card. Anything else? Oops. This is the Six of Swords. And the Two of Wands. Okay, so let's see what we have here for messages. All right. All right, so again, King of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Ten of Cups, Six of Cups, Sun card, Six of Swords, and the Two of Wands. So I'm getting two things. So he could be starring in a role that is going to be maybe a little bit more vain for him. I think the last reading I was getting that he was going to be doing a passion project, where he may be taking like a pay cut. For this, I'm getting that he could be starring in a role that's going to, yeah, it's going to bring him some critical acclaim, but it could be focusing more on his looks. There's also something in regards to his looks and his charm that is going to be at the forefront for him um, coming up. Could be in regards to an opportunity for growth, or it could just be an opportunity in general. Yeah, it could be. So I recently saw something he was promoting. I can't remember if it was watches or jewelry or something like that. So it could be like an ad campaign or something like that. Where again, like I said, it's going to be more superficial. With the Five of Cups, as I mentioned, I was getting rid of what no longer serves you. Cups usually represent emotions. So there could be something that he's holding on to from the past, maybe a past love, or they keep saying twin flame, twin flame. I've been hearing twin flame all night. It could be a past love that he is, I guess, coming to the acceptance that there's not going to be rekindling with that, or maybe a love that he wanted that there's not really an option for that person. So he's letting go of that notion. Yeah, I'm getting that he does want a family. With the Ten of Cups, that he does want a family. Yeah, someone that he can grow old with, and someone that, yeah, will be loyal to him. So maybe there might have been some cheating or infidelity or lack of trust or something in the past relationship. I'm getting yes with the Sun card, but also that he wants to have like complete bliss and happiness with whatever's coming next. So with the moving to calmer waters energy, and also the travel energy, it could be that he meets this person at a distance. So meaning that he could be meeting someone from another country. He could be traveling to another country to do work and meet someone there. They're giving me like London or Eastern Europe, also Africa. Not Eastern Africa. I'm hearing something. I don't want to say it the way that it's being said, but they're basically saying where there's white people. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking like South Africa. I mean, there's white people all over Africa, but I just mean like in terms of when you think Africa and then you think of him, you might think of like Black Panther. So you might be thinking like more along those lines, but not that the person that he's going to be with necessarily is Caucasian or white. But just in that area where there's like there's like a variety or a mix of people, that's where yeah, because there actually are a lot of African people in the UK. There's a lot of West Indian people in the UK as well. So yeah, it doesn't matter what the ethnicity the person is. It's just the point is just that where it is he might meet somebody out, like while he's working or traveling. Is that it? That's it. So that's Michael B. Jordan. Let's move on to Drake. Thank you to my spirit guides for those messages, and to his spirit guides and his higher self for those messages. Let's look at Drake and what messages there are for Drake. I actually have an update that I have to do about Drake, because there was a reading that I did on him, and it actually came to pass like a day or two after the fact. I can't even remember what it is right now. Just with what I've been going through with ascension symptoms and things like that, it's like, I think it has something to do, is it a lawsuit or something like that? It's something along those lines, but yeah. Oh, the message was, it had to do with the fact that he was getting himself involved in something that could get him in trouble, or that's taking him down the wrong path, that if he doesn't get out of it quickly, that it could turn into something bad. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff in regards to that popping up. So I have to do an update. My guides really want me to do those types of updates where it's like, oh, I did this prediction and it came true. So I have to start posting things like that. But make sure you check out the previous celebrity readings, because that'll give you some idea if you are a fan of Drake, and you'll be able to piece it together. So what do they want me to use? This, they're going back and forth between, okay, we'll just go here. We haven't used this yet, and then we'll yeah. There's some little gossipy spirits around me. I feel some really like to gossip and like to talk about these celebrities. This deck that I'm using is called, yeah, What's the Gossip? So we're going to see what the oracle messages are here for Drake. I think, I don't know if I did a flip through this already or if I'm going to do one, but let's see. So what messages are there about Drake? So we have brand new. So fresh beginnings, reinventing yourself, new ventures, watch me shine. Status upgrade, new achievements, improved social standing, lifestyle elevation, next level. Okay, which one is it? Shadow work, facing hidden fears, exploring darker emotions, accepting imperfections, meet your darker self. As I was reading that, I was getting a lot of information. There's something about Drake and him not wanting to face himself, like not wanting to accept his age, not wanting to accept, you know, just different things about himself, his ethnicity, like everything. Yeah, he has a lot of shadow work to do. Situation single, temporary loneliness, choosing solitude, waiting for better, not settling. Oh yeah, he did a thing. Uh, oh, that's what it was. I think that was part of it. He's been getting into the streaming world a lot lately, but he still has like a lot of legal woes that are following him that are just like popping up. Some things that he invested himself in that he probably shouldn't have. I remember during the whole Kendrick and Drake situation that it came out that he had a lot of shell companies. If you're familiar with what that is, that's just kind of like you basically hide under other businesses using business affairs under the name of a business. So you might have, let's say, like a business selling coffee cups, but really there is no coffee cup business. And it's really that you're just using that to say that the manager is getting paid from this coffee cup business, but there really is no coffee cup business. You're just paying somebody through the guise of that. So, yeah. With this situation single, yeah, I was just thinking about that he did one of those 20 versus 1, like where you go on multiple dates. I think it started with a show in the UK on YouTube. And yeah, he was doing something like that. I didn't watch it. But yeah, he has a lot of, this is just kind of personal feelings towards him, and then not only just personal feelings towards him, but also what I always pick up from him intuitively. He has a lot of self-reflection that's needed for him to actually be able to be in a relationship, because even with him walking around with that necklace with all the different, you know, stones on it that are supposed to represent all the times that he either wanted to propose to somebody or something like that. I mean, I don't remember how many they said. It was like 30 something or something crazy like that. I'm just like, wow. Not only could you be doing better stuff with your money, but you could be doing, you know what I mean? Like doing the shadow work and trying to figure out why you can't settle down with just one person. Ooh, it's making me think about some old stuff. So we're not going to do a Drake thing. Maybe we'll do it another time. Anything else about Drake? Swipe right. Online dating, instant attraction, digital romance, match found. Yeah, that's like what I was talking about. I don't think he's going to find his love online. I think that, yeah. Anything else about Drake? Now telling me to stop here. Okay. So brand new, fresh beginnings, reinventing yourself, new ventures, watch me shine. Yeah, this is kind of like the same energy I was getting before, which is basically he needs to try something different. Maybe step away from music for a while and try going back into acting, or, you know, since he has money that he can invest instead of doing like, you know, shell companies. Um, Again, I have to always remember to say the alleged for entertainment purposes only, but this is what was coming out with the different back and forths. Um, yeah, instead of doing that, you know, invest in other people. Like he could create a new platform if he wanted to. He has enough money to do that. I'm talking about a social media platform. Status upgrade. New achievements, improved social standing, lifestyle elevation, next level. Yeah. I'm just getting focusing on the arrow and the businessman thing. Like, it's time for him to move on. Maybe not be so much in the not really in the spotlight, but he seems to have, they're saying main character syndrome, because I keep hearing that everywhere now. Um, he always wants to be the center of attention. And I think he needs to be okay, I guess, with the shadow work, like standing back and just being like, okay, I've proven myself as an artist to most people because I've achieved a lot of, success, and not even focusing on anything negative right now, but I've achieved a lot of success. I don't have anything to prove right now. Let me take a step back and try and work on myself for a little bit, and that will help his standing with other people as well. So I think there's still some back and forth that's going on between him and some other people, like at the moment, continuously. And he can definitely hold a grudge. I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing, but he can definitely hold a grudge. I'm getting that's it for Drake right now. We're moving on to Chris Brown's twin. All right, so thank you again to my spirit guides, his higher self, for the messages. I just ask that the energy is cleansed and clear so I can move on to Chris Brown's twin. So let's see. So any of you that are invested in the notion of Chris Brown having a twin, I have a little story time that I'm going to do about that at some point. But yeah, let's see. There aren't really too many people doing Chris Brown twin readings anymore. I think that, again, this whole idea of me doing even the celebrity readings, as I mentioned, Pretty Blind Eyes, Diamond, she was doing a lot of Chris, and then, came up with that she was feeling like he has a twin flame, and then that it basically took on a life of its own. And then the twin flame had her own reading section, and then I started noticing other people that were saying that Chris Brown has a twin flame, and they were all giving the same description of the same person, and interesting stuff. So let's see. They're getting me to use this one. So let's see. Chris Brown's twin flame. What messages are there about Chris Brown's twin flame, please? Okay, so we got the Ace of Pentacles again. The Ace of Wands. I'm hearing crafty ideas. Seven of Wands. Yeah, there's creativity. Eight of Cups. Yeah, again, that's walking away from what no longer serves you, but I'm getting walking towards what serves you. The Death card. There's a new beginning. Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is not just about travel. I'm hearing indecisive or decision making. And I just cut the deck on the Empress. Okay, is there anything else about Chris Brown's twin? Ten of Pentacles. Can't remember what that symbol is. Yeah. I'm hearing family life, generational wealth. Yeah. Especially with the pearls, because those are things that are usually considered heirlooms. Seven of Cups. Well, it's time to make a decision. Any other messages? That's it. Bottom of the deck is Six of Cups. So someone from the past. Yeah, so I think as I was reading them, I just cut it on Three of Swords. That came out for a question about Chris Brown in the previous, I think it was part 1, was it? Yeah, of the celebrity reading. So yeah, it didn't actually, the card didn't come out. I just accidentally said Three of Swords. So she could be experiencing some heartbreak or disappointment right now. And there is a lot of focus on her creativity and walking towards what serves her. So in the Chris Brown reading, there was a question that was submitted that they wanted me to look into, that one of my watchers, hopefully subscriber, wanted me to look into, and wanted me to ask about, you know, how Chris Brown's twin flame is going to feel now that he has another child, and etc. And I accidentally said Three of Swords. So I think that, you know, obviously that's not something that she is happy about. But yeah, she seems to be someone who has a lot of creative energy, a lot of creativity, and is being asked and guided to go towards what serves her and not hold on to what no longer serves her. The death and rebirth of the death card is talking about a new beginning. Yeah, rebirth. That was creepy. They almost made me do that like a Ouija board, like just moving it around. Yeah. I'm getting that she's being encouraged to travel and to explore and pick up new ideas and share ideas and collaborate. And in terms of like any indecision or indecisiveness, I'm getting also there's a lot of options. But I'm hearing lofty, like I guess time to like ground the options and like pick what you want to do. Because yeah, again, it kind of ties in with what I was picking up from the question for the Chris Brown reading. So you might want to check that one out if you haven't. So basically it's just like making a decision that, okay, I'm going to move forward. I want to have a family. I want to have this. I want to have that. And I'm not going to sit around and wait. And I'm getting that this is like 5D energy. So I'm not going to sit around and wait. I'm going to move forward with what I want in life. Because with the twin flame journey, you know, both parties can have a joint mission, or they can have separate missions, and then they can join. They can incarnate as different types of relationships, like a mother-daughter, father-daughter, cousins, best friends, like all kinds of different things, or sometimes just never even meet, but they just have, they're incarnating at the same time to help each other out, or sometimes one incarnates before the other, etc. Yeah, so in terms of the 5D, well, this is kind of 5D and 3D energy in terms of like what she should be doing, or what she's encouraged to be doing, or what she has the capability of doing, which is creativity and having her own lane, because she has her own purpose as well as Chris Brown having his own purpose. So he would have to choose his twin flame journey as she would have to choose a twin flame journey, and that's how they would be able to come together. But depending on, I guess, whatever their life paths, life soul contracts, things like that are, if they're meant to be together, then they should be together, or they will end up together. If they're not meant to be together in this lifetime, or if they choose a different path, then I guess, you know, they still have their separate duties that they have to fulfill, as well as if there's any joint duties, then she'll have to, you know, there'll be someone that will replace Chris Brown, and she'll be able to still fulfill her duties. Because like I saw the Empress when I looked at the deck, it doesn't always have to be a mother or a pregnancy or anything like that. It could just be pregnant with an idea. But yeah, she'll still fulfill whatever it is that she's supposed to fulfill. And that's it. Last one, Rihanna. Let's take a look at what Rihanna. So thank you to my spirit guides. Thank you to her spirit guides. Yeah, they want me to use the Energy Oracle deck for Rihanna. Okay, and I ask that my spirit guides please clear and cleanse the energy of any from anything from the previous messages and reading, so we can get clear messages for Rihanna. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's see what messages we have. Whoops, we're already about to get messy. Okay, so we have first chakra, Archangel Michael. Okay. You have the temple path. Yeah, it's a spiritual journey. Strategy. I'm hearing planning and exit. Excuse me. The second chakra, Archangel Ariel. That's the solar plexus. Let me move this out the way. Any other messages? Caring connections. Is there anything else? I said no. There's man holding a heart at the bottom of the deck. Okay. That looks like a heart. Let me see what I'm getting here. So the first chakra is the root chakra, and there's Archangel Michael. So I'm getting, well, I'm not getting, but that represents protection and safety and stability. Yeah, there was question in regards to her feeling safe and stable where she's at. And then also again, what was being called to question is whether or not she should be moving away from Hollywood, or at least that area, LA, California. That is a part of her spiritual journey, or to take part in her spiritual journey. Oh, that's cool. That looks like the Wizard of Oz. I didn't realize that, like right down here, like it's like follow the yellow brick road when I'm saying Daisy. What's her name? Dorothy. When she was basically starting and walking in a circle until she ended up down the road, basically. Yeah. So I think this has something to do with her spiritual journey. And with this strategy, yeah. I don't know what that is supposed to represent. In general, I can say that the strategy is that she needs to plan. Like, yeah, I remember it was just saying exit plan. The second chakra, solar plexus. That has to do with, yeah, the I am. So that's like your confidence. I can't remember if that's like the sexual energy as well. I'm hearing divine intervention and caring connections. 14 is making me think of Valentine's Day. Yeah, indecision. So there could be something that happens between her and A$AP Rocky in terms of their relationship. I'm getting journey. So they could end up relocating. Yeah, 1221. That's like a twin flame number. What is twin flame popping up everywhere now throughout the readings? Yeah, so she could end up, they could end up moving. Yeah, I keep seeing Angel of Strength as well as Storm Warning. There was some rumors about him possibly, there being infidelity. I think that she wants what it is, yeah, that she wants more romance in her relationship. I don't think that she's getting romance in her relationship. Yeah, because I remember in the last reading I was picking up that she has like more of like the masculine role in the relationship, but I don't feel like I'm getting that A$AP Rocky is a romantic person. That's why man holding a heart is at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, bottom of the deck is something you don't see or something that's unknown. It could be her hidden desire that she wants him to be more romantic, that maybe like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't do like flowers and rose petals and different things like that. Maybe that's not his love language. Maybe that might be what it is. Yeah, because I remember seeing a clip of an interview of him interviewing who was it? Um him. Sorry, of Jason Lee interviewing ASAP Rocky and him because he did a little thing outing with Rihanna. Jason Lee did. And it's like, yeah, I bought your girl flowers or something like that. So I think that he might not be that romantic in that sort of way, or maybe he might have been, or again, maybe they just have different love languages, and maybe she wants like a softer kind of love and attention. And there's something again about her spiritual journey that she's being called to, and about being strategic with her plans. There's something about a key. So I don't know if there's something that's hidden, or maybe being more protective. Yeah, something that's being more secretive about her movements. Okay, that's what it is. Being more secretive about where she's moving, her strategy, maybe having more protection around her, maybe not letting people know where she lives. Because I think that was one of the things too that a lot of people were pulling up to her house in LA, both the house she had when she was single and then the house that she had afterwards. And that seemed to be like on like a tour, one of those LA tour or celebrity tour bus route type things, and people were just like pulling up to her house. Not that her house is like a regular house where you can just walk up and knock on the door, but it's close enough that, she'd have to obviously exit that way. So, yeah, it's more about being more strategic and not letting people know where you live, maybe not showing your home online. And this is wherever she moves to, because I still get the vibe that she's not going to want to permanently move back to Barbados, although some readers were getting that she was being guided to by her ancestors to move back to Barbados. But I was getting that I feel like she's not going to want to move there permanently, but she might have a home there. I'm sure she already does have a home there, but um, yeah, just to not advertise her movements or her whereabouts in terms of where she lives, wherever that may be. So that's what I'm getting for Rihanna. And again, thank you to my spirit guides for the messages. Thank you to her spirit guides, to her higher self for the messages. And thank you for tuning into the reading. Let me know if you liked it by liking. Comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend. If you have any questions, any insights, anything that you want to share, leave them in the comments, or any celebrities that you want me to read on, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, to all, so you know when I post and when I go live and when I do the free yes or no questions I'm going to be doing very, very soon. I've been very busy, and it's been a while trying to get everything together. So probably within, like, I'd say 2 weeks, hopefully, from now. I keep trying to put a time on it, but it's, I might just be spontaneous. So make sure your notifications are turned on if you'd like to get a reading from me, a yes or no question reading. And that's about it. Thanks again for tuning in to the cheat code. Until next time.